Matrix Unveiled, A Journey Through Forbidden Knowledge Part 19. Who really controls the world? For most people, history is a collection of random events. Nations rise and fall, economies boom and collapse, wars break out unexpectedly, and social movements appear organically. But what if this is all an illusion? What if the course of history was not random at all, but instead meticulously designed, orchestrated behind the scenes by a small, elite group of individuals whose power spans across governments, financial systems, intelligence agencies, and the corporate world? This is not speculation. It is documented fact. The people who truly run the world are not presidents, prime ministers, or elected officials. These figures are merely actors on the world stage, taking orders from a hidden power structure that exists far above them. This hidden empire is known by many names: the Deep State, the Shadow Government, the New World Order, the Illuminati, the Occult Bloodlines, the Committee of 300. Regardless of what you call it, the purpose remains the same: to maintain an iron grip over humanity through economic enslavement, mass psychological manipulation, and occult influence. The global power structure, a hidden pyramid of control. To understand who truly rules the world, we must first recognize that global power is structured like a pyramid. At the very bottom of the pyramid, we have the general public, the masses, governments, police, military forces, the education system, designed to keep people ignorant, the media, controlling public perception. Above this, we have corporations, big tech, big pharma, big banking, central banks, Federal Reserve, IMF, World Bank, secret societies and think tanks, Freemasons, Bilderberg Group, Council on Foreign Relations. But at the very top of this power structure, above all governments, banks, and corporations, sits a small elite ruling class that has been in power for centuries. This is the Committee of 300. The Committee of 300, the Global Council of Power. The Committee of 300, also known as the Olympians, is the most powerful secret governing body on the planet. Its membership consists of the wealthiest, most influential families in history: aristocrats, banking dynasties, royalty, and secret society members who collectively control the economic, political, and military systems of the world. Who are they? This council of elite rulers traces its origins back to ancient European bloodlines, the Vatican, and Babylonian priesthoods. Here are some of its key members and affiliated organizations. Banking families. The Rothschild dynasty controls central banks in over 190 countries. The Rockefeller family, major influence over big oil, pharmaceuticals, and global finance. The Warburg family, behind the creation of the Federal Reserve. The Morgan family established J.P. Morgan Chase, one of the most powerful banks in the world. The Oppenheimer family controls a vast amount of the world's mining and gold reserves. Royal bloodlines. The House of Windsor, British royal family. The House of Habsburg, Austrian royal family. The House of Bourbon, French royal family. The black nobility families, Venetian and Roman aristocratic bloodlines. Secret societies and intelligence networks. The Freemasons, the world's most powerful secret society, controlling politics, religion, and finance. The Jesuits, the military arm of the Vatican, responsible for covert assassinations and global intelligence operations. The Bilderberg Group, annual gathering of the world's most powerful bankers, politicians, and CEOs. The Skull and Bones Society, a Yale-based secret society controlling US presidents and intelligence agencies. The Club of Rome, an elite group pushing for global depopulation and climate control policies. The 5 core objectives of the Committee of 300. The ultimate goal of this hidden ruling class is total control over human civilization. To achieve this, they operate under 5 main directives. 1. The elimination of sovereign nations. The rise of global governance, United Nations, World Economic Forum. The erosion of national identities and borders. The deliberate orchestration of mass migration to create cultural and social chaos. 2. Mass depopulation. Vaccines and pharmaceuticals designed to sterilize and weaken populations. Engineered pandemics and bioweapons, such as COVID-19. The promotion of abortion and eugenics to reduce population growth. 3. A global digital currency and cashless society. The elimination of physical cash to ensure total financial control. The introduction of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Social credit systems modeled after China, determining what citizens can or cannot purchase. 4. The complete surveillance and control of humanity. That's 5G smart grid, enabling mass surveillance and AI policing. Microchipping the population, Neuralink, vaccine passports, digital IDs. The rise of predictive policing and AI thought control. 5. The spiritual corruption of humanity. The destruction of traditional values and morality. The promotion of Luciferianism and transhumanism. The eradication of independent thought through media brainwashing. The final phase, the Great Reset and the New World Order. We are now in the final stage of their plan, the Great Reset. According to Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, by the year 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. Everything you need will be rented. Cash will no longer exist. A universal social credit system will track every transaction and behavior. This is not speculation. It is already being implemented. The COVID-19 pandemic was the test run, a global psychological operation designed to 1. Destroy small businesses and make people financially dependent on the government. 2. Justify mass surveillance, vaccine passports, and digital IDs. 3. Normalize lockdowns and travel restrictions. 4. Accelerate the transition to a cashless society. How do we break free? The only way to stop this agenda is for humanity to awaken and reject the system of control. Take back your mind. Turn off mainstream media, it is pure propaganda. Educate yourself on secret societies and ancient history. Question everything the government and corporations tell you. Reclaim your independence. Get out of the banking system, stop using major banks like JP Morgan and Chase. Invest in gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. Grow your own food and become self-sufficient. Build a new system. Support independent media. Boycott major corporations tied to the elite. Create local communities that operate outside of the system. The time is now. Are you awake? Now, let us turn our focus to elite secret societies that serve as indoctrination grounds for future global leaders, ensuring that the hidden agenda of the ruling class remains intact across generations. These secret societies, particularly Skull and Bones, Wolf's Head, and Scroll and Key, are not just elite college fraternities. They are recruitment and grooming centers where the next generation of oligarchs, politicians, bankers, and intelligence officers are trained in the occult principles of power, secrecy, and manipulation. From their ranks come presidents, Supreme Court justices, CEOs of global corporations, intelligence operatives, and media moguls, all sworn to uphold the hidden agenda of the Illuminati power structure. Let's uncover their membership lists, historical influence, and the role they play in the grand chessboard of world control. Skull and Bones, the death cult of the global elite. It's so secret, we can't talk about it. George W. Bush, Skull and Bones member. The Skull and Bones Society is one of the most infamous secret brotherhoods in the world. Founded in 1832 at Yale University, it has served as the training ground for America's elite for nearly 2 centuries. But what is its true purpose? Beneath the veneer of camaraderie and academic excellence, Skull and Bones operates as a Luciferian death cult, indoctrinating members into occult rituals, psychological conditioning, and globalist ideologies. The rituals of Skull and Bones. Initiates are required to 1. Take a blood oath of absolute secrecy, binding them to the hidden brotherhood for life. 2. Participate in bizarre death rituals, including lying in coffins and confessing their darkest secrets. 3. Worship the deity of the underworld, referred to as the Eulogian, a dark figure believed to be Satan or Lucifer. 4. Swear absolute allegiance to the Skull and Bones agenda, above family, country, and religion. Members refer to themselves as Bonesmen, and their loyalty is to the Brotherhood first, above all else. The Society's inner workings have been kept secret for nearly 200 years, but leaks from former members and researchers have revealed its deep ties to the US intelligence community, banking dynasties, and the New World Order agenda. Notable members of Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is not just a fraternity, it is a pipeline to power. Members have gone on to control the highest levels of global finance, politics, and military intelligence. U.S. presidents and politicians. William Howard Taft, 27th President of the United States. George H.W. Bush, 41st President of the United States, CIA Director. George W. Bush, 43rd President of the United States. John Kerry, former U.S. Secretary of State, Senator. Austin Goolsbee, economic advisor to Barack Obama. Banking and corporate elites. Percy Rockefeller, director of Brown Brothers Harriman, Standard Oil. Stephen Schwarzman, CEO of Blackstone Group, global financial giant. Harold Stanley, co-founder of Morgan Stanley. Frederick W. Smith, founder of FedEx. Media and propaganda masters. Henry Luce, founder of Time, Life, Fortune, and Sports Illustrated magazines. Dana Milbank, journalist at The Washington Post. David Leonhardt, journalist at The New York Times. John Hersey, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. Judges and lawmakers. James Emanuel Boasberg, U.S. District Judge, handles CIA and FBI cases. Edward S. Lampert, Sears Holdings Chairman, major legal strategist. These individuals control the flow of information, finance wars, manipulate economies, and dictate global policy, all while serving the interests of the New World Order. Founded in 1883, Wolf's Head was created as an alternative to Skull and Bones, but it has always been deeply connected to the same elite networks of control. Key roles of Wolf's Head. 1. Acts as a feeder system for the CIA and NSA, and many Wolf's Head members go on to serve in intelligence agencies, running black ops, psychological warfare programs, and foreign coups. 2. Grooms future leaders in politics, finance, and media. Just like Skull and Bones, Wolf's Head trains members to maintain secrecy, control narratives, and execute globalist policies. 3. Operates as a gatekeeper for deep state control, ensuring that only those loyal to the global agenda rise to positions of power. Notable members of Wolf's Head. Politicians and intelligence operatives. David Josiah Brewer, U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Thruston Morton, U.S. Senator. Raymond Seitz, U.S. Ambassador to the U.K. Financial and corporate leaders. Roger Millikan, industrialist and businessman. Philip W. Pillsbury, CEO of Pillsbury Company. Media and cultural influencers. Clarissa Ward, Emmy Award-winning journalist. Tom Steyer, billionaire businessman, liberal activist. The CIA's covert operations, the manipulation of global economies, and the corruption of governments all trace back to the grooming grounds of these elite secret societies. How secret societies control the world. It is no coincidence that the same small group of elites always end up in positions of power. These societies act as exclusive recruiting grounds, ensuring that the global elite maintain absolute control over the US government, presidents, senators, Supreme Court justices. The banking system, Federal Reserve, World Bank, IMF. The intelligence community, CIA, NSA, MI6, Mossad. The media and propaganda networks, CNN, The New York Times, Time magazine. The three primary methods of control. 1. Secrecy and blood. OATHS, members swear absolute loyalty, ensuring that they will never betray the organization. 2. Ritual indoctrination, members undergo occult initiation rites, desensitizing them to dark spiritual forces. 3. Strategic placement, members are placed in key positions across government, finance, and media to push the elite's global agenda. The final warning, breaking free from the hidden hand. The New World Order is not coming, it is already here. The elites behind Skull and Bones, Wolf's Head, and the other secret societies have been constructing a global prison for centuries. They control what you see, media, Hollywood, news. What you think, education, social media, propaganda. What you own, financial system, central banks. What you believe, controlled opposition, false narratives. But there is one thing they cannot control, awakened minds. The only way to break free is to expose them, reject their system, and reclaim your sovereignty. Are you awake yet? Now, let us explore the Scroll and Key, the third major Yale-based secret society, and continue exposing the hidden power networks that shape global policies, control resources, and enforce their New World Order agenda. Scroll and Key, the society of wealth, influence, and occult power. It is easier to seize power in the shadows than to seek it in the light. Founded in 1842, Scroll and Key is considered one of the wealthiest and most influential secret societies at Yale University. It was created after a dispute over Skull and Bones elections, forming a rival faction that sought to control and shape global power through different means. Unlike Skull and Bones, which has a strong military intelligence focus, Scroll and Key recruits members from aristocratic, financial, and corporate families, ensuring their long-term dominance in economic and political affairs. The occult architecture of Scroll and Key. The Scroll and Key tomb, a meeting place, is architecturally distinct from Skull and Bones and Wolf's Head. Its Moorish revival facade, with a patterned forecourt and gated entrance, reflects the ancient knowledge and esoteric teachings preserved by the society. The Moorish style is significant because it connects the Western elite to ancient secret traditions from the Middle East, North Africa, and the Knights Templar, who were known to have discovered and hidden sacred knowledge during the Crusades. This architectural style suggests that Scroll and Key is deeply rooted in esoteric traditions, ancient mystery schools, and possibly Masonic knowledge. The purpose of Scroll and Key. 1. Financial control. Unlike Skull and Bones, which dominates military and intelligence sectors, Scroll and Key focuses on banking, industry, and economic influence. Many Wall Street leaders, central bankers, and industrialists have emerged from its ranks. 2. Academic and scientific influence. Members have historically controlled universities, research institutions, and foundations, allowing them to shape scientific narratives and suppress discoveries that could disrupt their control. 3. Legal and political dominance. By placing members in supreme courts, international legal organizations, and diplomatic circles, the society ensures that laws are written to favor their globalist agenda. Notable members of Scroll and Key. Politicians and Supreme Court justices. George Shiras Jr., U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Randall L. Gibson, U.S. Senator and Confederate Brigadier General. Fred Du Bois, U.S. Senator, fought against the gold standard. Herbert Parsons, U.S. Congressman, League of Nations supporter. Financial and corporate moguls. Gilbert Colgate, President of Colgate and Company, Colgate-Palmolive. George Edgar Vincent, President of the Rockefeller Foundation. Brewster Jennings, founder of Mobil Oil, now ExxonMobil. William C. Bullitt, U.S. Ambassador to France and the Soviet Union, key figure in banking diplomacy. military and intelligence leaders. Cornelius Vanderbilt III, Brigadier General, U.S. Army. Frank Polk managed U.S. foreign policy after World War I, high-ranking diplomat. Media and cultural influencers. Joseph Medill Patterson, founder of New York Daily News, manager of Chicago Tribune. James Gamble Rogers designed major Yale buildings to incorporate occult symbolism. Cole Porter, famous entertainer and songwriter, influenced entertainment industry narratives. These individuals, carefully selected and indoctrinated into scroll and key secretive traditions, went on to control major industries, shape global policies, and enforce financial dominance over nations. The global elite network, beyond Yale's secret societies. While Skull and Bones, Wolf's Head, and Scroll and Key dominate American power structures, there are larger, global organizations that operate at an even higher level of secrecy and control. The Club of 1001, the blueprint for depopulation. The Club of 1001 was founded in 1961 under the guise of environmental conservation. However, leaked documents suggest that its real agenda was population control and resource hoarding. Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, a known Bilderberg Group founder, led the initiative. Members included Prince Philip, corporate moguls, and key figures from the WWF, World Bank, and United Nations. They believed that depopulation was the only way to preserve Earth's resources for the elite. This organization laid the groundwork for Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030, which promote global depopulation through economic warfare, manipulated pandemics, and social engineering. The Club of Rome of engineering global collapse. The Club of Rome, another elite think tank, was established to create crises that justify global governance. They manipulate climate science to enforce policies that restrict energy use and control industry. They engineer economic recessions to create dependency on central banks. They promote food shortages and supply chain disruptions as a method of population control. These policies, packaged as sustainable development, are nothing more than a plan to transfer global wealth to elite-controlled institutions. BlackRock and Vanguard, the financial hand of the New World Order. Two firms, BlackRock and Vanguard, manage over $16 trillion in global assets, effectively controlling the world's economy. BlackRock influences governments, central banks, and even the Federal Reserve. Vanguard owns majority stakes in Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and nearly every major corporation. How they control the world. 1. They manipulate financial markets, causing artificial booms and busts. 2. They fund both sides of political conflicts, ensuring that whoever wins serves their interests. 3. They own the media, shaping narratives to keep the public blind to their operations. BlackRock and Vanguard are modern-day financial oligarchies, ensuring that the world's wealth remains in the hands of a few elite families. Final warning: the time to wake up is now. The New World Order is not a conspiracy theory, it is an active agenda being enforced by secret societies, global banking cartels, and elite-controlled institutions. Every aspect of our lives, finance, politics, media, health, and education is being manipulated to serve their goals. What can you do? 1. Question everything. Do not blindly trust governments, media, or institutions. 2. Follow the money. Always ask, who benefits? Who controls the system? 3. Spread the truth. Knowledge is power. The more people are aware, the harder it is for them to succeed. 4. Resist their control. Stop complying with policies that strip away freedom and sovereignty. The elite fear one thing: awareness. The only way to defeat the hidden hand is to expose it. The choice is yours. Will you remain blind, or will you wake up and fight back? The world we live in is not what it seems. The events shaping history, the leaders making decisions, and the systems controlling our lives are all part of a carefully constructed illusion. But now, the veil has been lifted. The truth is no longer hidden in the shadows, it's right in front of us. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? The elite thrive on secrecy, manipulation, and compliance. Their greatest fear is an awakened humanity, individuals who think for themselves, question authority, and refuse to be controlled. So, the time has come to take action. Awaken your mind. Question everything, dig deeper, and seek the truth beyond the narratives they feed us. Break free from their control. Reclaim your independence financially, mentally, and spiritually. Spread the knowledge. Share this video, start discussions, and wake up those around you. This is not just a battle for information. It is a battle for the very future of humanity. We are at the tipping point. A new reality is possible, but only if we choose to create it. Stay aware. Stay vigilant. And remember, the real revolution begins within. Join the movement. Subscribe to Positive Vortex for more deep revelations on the hidden truths shaping our world. Check the description below for exclusive resources and ways to protect your sovereignty. The truth is out there. Will you see it?